Gardener say the same thing. In this case, it's positive labeling. Every day the person say the same thing until the 10th, 11th time. Nick replied, huh, maybe one day, maybe. See? From no, firm no to maybe. And then once he reached home and say, hey, I got no hands, no legs. What do I do? Can I really be a speaker or not? I don't know. Let's try it out. So he go and list down what 100 schools surrounding his area in the country, and then he started calling. The first call, hello, I'm Nick Wojcik. I got no arms, no legs. I want to be a speaker in your school. And then the reply was, you have no arms, huh? How do you call? Rejected. Second, same. Third, same. Fourth, same. Up until the 70th. Right? Up until the 70th call, same thing. Hey, I'm Nick Wojcik. I got no arms, I got no legs. I want to be a speaker in your school. And then the other party say, oh, you want to be a speaker? You got no arm, no leg? Okay, come tomorrow. And he was shocked. Huh? You want me to come tomorrow? But I got no hands and no legs, you know. Yeah, come tomorrow. Then he went. That was the first public speaking speech he had done. Then he repeated, and he repeated, and he repeated. And today, how much to hire him? I don't know, but a lot. Conflict labeling. Now, can you expect a gardener to shape someone's life? Before today, we never expect a simple gardener that is sweeping the floor to shape somebody's life. And then when Nick became a speaker, he inspired so much more people. Right? So one small little gardener, if you look at it, changed a person's life, and then this person influenced a lot more people throughout the entire world. So can you actually put a limit on human capability or not? Human limit capability is unlimited. You never know. So same thing for your words, you never know what will happen to this person. Right? So if you are labeling like myself, I'm labeling people, there is a reason why. I know my reason why. You need to know your reason why. Neglect. Now this is a very common thing to do whenever, for example, a girl will come to you, in this case your daughter or your boyfriend, your girlfriend, will come to you and say, hey, how do I look? What do parents say? Parents will say, too sexy, change. Too much skin, change. Or the boyfriend will say, okay. Or sometimes you just ignore. Ignore and neglect. So when this person go and choose the dress, do you think she want to choose the sexiest dress? Or do you think she want to choose the best dress that look good on her? The best dress. Same thing for you. You want to choose the best shirt. You want to choose the best glasses. But then we got so many other different frames here, right? But why do you choose that? Because you think at that particular point it was the best decision. Therefore you do it. So when people come to you and say something to you, it can be a request, it can be a dress, it can be anything. Most of the time, when we're busy, we just neglect. For example, your kids can come to you. While you're cooking or doing something, your kids come to you and say, Papa, what do you think about my drawing? Yeah? While that time you're busy and say, later. Now you do that one time later, do that second time later, third time later. I'm not going to show you my drawing anymore. Why? Because every time later. Later means nothing. That, in a way, is neglecting the person's emotion. In this case, the person's needs. Why? This is not respecting, you're not respecting the person. Alright? Now because of technology, we have to add in more. Another way of saying not neglect or ignore is when I'm having a communication with you, when I'm having a meeting with you, I'm busy touching my phone, looking at it. Yeah, I'm listening. Yeah, you can keep saying I'm listening. How do you feel? You feel disrespect. In this case, no respect, neglect, ignore. Why? What you're saying is, I know whatever you are presenting is important, but this person's replying in this group chat is more important. Diving on the seventh, what were you saying? So who is more important? Is your group chat more important or the person in front of you more important? If the person is in front of you talking and then you are touching your phone, even though clicking nothing here, you are actually neglecting the person's feeling. So how do you expect people to respect you when you yourself don't respect the other party? Right? How do you expect people to respect you? Because every time I have a meeting with you, you are touching on your phone. It seems like you're not listening, but you keep saying you are listening. Well, we know that you are actually not listening. How do we know that? Because the brain works this way. Listening skills need thinking. The thinking brain have to kick in. And then, if you're not listening, you're fighting. This is the fighting brain or the limbic system. Now, a very good example is when you're on the phone and then you can be walking all around in your company, walking out in the padang, right? And then when suddenly a person asks you a critical question that you need thinking, what do? You walk, and then you stop and then you answer. After it's no longer critical, then you continue walking again, which means you can be on auto. You can just listen, but not really listening. But when you need thinking, you stop and answer the phone. So when we talk about multitasking, can we actually multitask? You can't actually multitask. So if you want respect, in this case, this is all the things that you... Now, this is actually a blueprint for you to get no respect. If you don't want any respect from any human beings, do all these things here. Then you'll be the professional, non-respected person. Okay? Neglect and ignore. Listen. Later we will talk about listening. Now we just ignore about listening first. Threat. Buy this. So eat or police will catch you. Finish your food or the boogeyman will come after you. What else? So this is all the threats that you do over time. Study communication course or don't eat for 2 years. Which one you pick? Huh? Right? You finish your business degree or you be a rubbish collector. Pick one. How to pick? How to pick? But these are the language that we use. Huh? Same thing. Why are we using threats? It's another meta program created. We identify. We have to identify. So that's why getting together with your peers, just sitting and just talking. Because it's good that husband and wife is here, then you just sit down and communicate. As you become closer and closer, right? You, the husband, knows so much about the wife knows so much about the husband. Do you think you guys can communicate at the heart-to-heart level? Right? Judging? Anybody use this? Judge. Judge is another good example, right? Yeah. No? Start to hear noises. Reflecting there. Really. Yes. Compare. The neighbor's kids is better than you. Huh? How do we compare? His sales is better than you. Why are you like that? Why you can't achieve your target? Why are you so slow? Can you be faster? Why are you so lazy? Compared to? So when we look at this, why are you so lazy? Lazy what? Compared to what? To a hamster, I'm lazy. So usually you are comparing. It's a framework to no respect. So over time, as parents start to do this kind of thing, you start to see a very big difference. If parents don't do this kind of thing, usually the kids will always be with the parents. That means he sees the parents as a mentor, as a leader, in this case, to follow, because I am aspired to be you. But then if you do a lot of this kind of thing, the kid will look at the parents and say, What rubbish is this? I've seen better human beings. For example, there's this person called Matthew Rickard. He's actually a monk. Previously, where you talk about his family, where did he come from? Father and mother, and then his uncles and aunties. They're all very rich and affluent people in France. So rich and famous, they are philosophy, they are philosophers, and then they are science background, they got their PhDs, and then they are actually the people in France doing those science breakthrough, right? A lot of research and stuff like that. But then when they get angry, they become like a monster. So Matthew, during young, when he see his parents, yeah, even though you are very rich and affluent, a lot of people know you, rich and famous, but then when you get angry, you become monster. Why do I want to be like you? I'm not even aspire to be like you. Yeah. So after that, he went and become, after he studied, and then he got, I think, some few prizes from the scientific community, and then he decided, okay, I've achieved enough already. I'm going to then, uh, uh, I'm going to sell off everything. I'm going to go to Himalaya and then become a monk. So this French guy actually become a monk and then sit down there and start meditating, reciting the language and stuff, the religion. So why? All started because the parents is doing this stuff, basic stuff, and then to the kids, this is not life. That's why the path he chose is Buddhism. He go up there. Today, whenever the Dalai Lama goes to France, he will be there. He will be doing the translation. And then, how did this guy become famous? Is when he was there, he wrote a book. The book was actually about the father and him. Actually, the publisher came to Matthew and say, "Hey, Matthew, since you left your family many years and then you are quite famous in the scientific community, now you're a monk. Would you be willing to talk to your father? Your father is a philosopher, right? So a philosopher and a monk having a conversation. So the publisher should just sit in between and then both of them talk. Publisher write down whatever their conversation is and then publish it into a book. After he published, this Matthew become very rich. Now he's not just a monk, he got a lot of money. So what do we do with this money? He take this money and then he put it into brain research. He want to research monks, all the monks that is doing meditation. Is it really helpful or not? So what happened was, once he put all this money into brain research, and then one of the research is quite funny. The monk just sits down there, right? Scientists will take a firecracker and then tell the monk, okay, monk, I'm going to light this firecracker. Okay, I'm not going to tell you, I'm going to count 1, 2, 3, then I'm going to light it. Once I light it, then you hear boom. Okay? So you tell the monk in advance, then the monk say, okay. Then the monk say, sit down and then start meditating. And then the scientists move to him and say, 1, 2, 3. So the firecracker explode near the monk. Now for normal human being, if I tell you, I'm going to put a firecracker beside you, I'm going to tell you 1, 2, 3, I'm going to light it. What will you do? Even though you know it, you close your eyes, you're going to feel scared, boom. You're going to jump, right? But what happened to this monk? Nothing, he just sit there. What is so special about this is, during meditation, if you are the so-called the expert level, everything in your head is calm and peaceful. Now, if you look at normal human being, these 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, the 6 critical face muscle on the face itself, we human beings can't control one. Shock. When a person is shocked, they'll jump up. This is basically a natural occurrence. We can't control when we are shocked. But actually monks can. Why? Because they meditate a lot. Then when the scientists ask, did you hear the explosion? The monk said, yeah, I heard the explosion. Was it loud? The monk said, no, it's just pong. So in the monk's head, it's not that this monk have a hearing disability. It's normal human being. Because this monk is calm. So then only the scientists found out that, based on this research, found out that meditation, you can actually calm your whole brain. Then the happiness area would light up. Even though you are sitting there, just like what you are doing, exactly like that. Yes. Yes, just sitting there. Then you are so calm. Right? So how is this related to all these things? Part of the, later we will come to it, very important part of communication. Respect. If you are doing all these things, don't expect to get any respect. Like I said, blueprint for no respect. And blame and complain. Now just now I talk about money laundering, same thing. A friend of mine will usually say, LV, this is a gangster related. This is money laundering, this is loan shark. How they get their money? Dark money, black money, money laundering. This is blame and complain. This is what you always hear. Right? So if you are doing the same thing for me, I'm doing almost all of it as well. Yeah. I'm also in the process. I'm not perfect. I hope that I'm perfect. Right? That's another what I lack. Becomes my expectation. So yes, that's my expectation. So I'm doing this type of things as well, but I'm aware. I'm doing less and less. And then my team will remind me as well. So same thing, my team does it as well, then I remind them. It's the same process. So once we have a common language in place, do you think we can progress better? Same thing for your husband and wife, for your wife as well. Right? So if you look at this type of thing, the things that we are doing, what is happening here is the person's self-esteem will decrease. The person's self-esteem will decrease. So as the person's self-esteem decrease, and then it becomes a downhill. Everything becomes downhill. Huh? Oh, you all can get the slide at the website there. Huh? Book already not? This is the slide. Okay? So you see all this, how this is related. We haven't even started about communication, but understanding yourself. Okay? Reflecting. Are you guys reflecting already or not? Huh? Reflecting already. Okay, let's start with label again. Come. Negative label that you receive. Negative label that you received recently. You're fat. Oh no! That's a what?
Positive.
Positive or negative?
Positive weight gaining.
Wait. You are pregnant, right?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. I'm not sure if I've seen a skinny pregnant lady before. That was up to you to interpret. Huh? What is a negative label? Huh? Fat but healthy. Okay. Neglect. Anybody neglect recently? Who received a neglect or ignore recently? That means you have done something, you feel you get neglected. Come on, let's share a bit.
I sent a message to my ex-colleague and she's not replying me, so I feel neglected.
Yes, you feel neglected. Okay, good. Anybody neglect? Come on. Husband? Do you feel neglected recently? Jeng, jeng, jeng. Come on. Wife? Pick one. I need an example from you all. Come on. Now, if we today we go through all this slide, right? How much do you think you remember? Tomorrow, by tomorrow, how much do you think you remember? Give me a percentage. Give me a number. Huh? 50%. Anybody else? 30. 50, 30. Well, getting lower one way. Some more? 30. Okay, the correct answer is 5%. You only remember 5% of what we talk about today. Only 5%. Congratulations. Which means when you listen only, 5%. Okay? When you answer questions, how much did it go up to? 70%, right? You 20, okay, 20, 25, almost there lah. 10-20%. Okay. Then how do we increase it more?
Relate.
Huh?
Relate to yourself.
Read it to yourself.
Relate to yourself, your surrounding.
Yes, experience. We have to relate. Self-reflection. We reflect and then we share it out. How much? From 20, how much can we go up to now? Huh? 50. Almost there. 50. 50. Okay, when you relate to yourself, you get 50%. Now, after you relate, you share it out with everyone, then we discuss about it. How many percent now?
100.
70. The maximum that you can get throughout all these things, you can only retain 70% of it. That's included interaction, discussion, sharing your, in this case, your meta program and what you have gone through, sharing it out. So if you are sharing a lot more, you will retain 70%. So that is also the reason why you keep seeing this small little man here. This is where you need to share. Little man no ear, this one. Wi-Fi. Digital signal now, no ear. Yes? Do you receive any threat recently? Oh, you receive a threat from your spouse recently.
It's okay, not on you.
Oh, good. Now you realize that. Do your wife realize that threat now? Good. Okay. What else? You are thinking. What does it look like you are thinking so? Huh? Is there any example that is related? Remember this part? Yes?
Sorry.
Yeah.
But there is one thing, let's say, judge.
Judge.
When we are judging ourselves, we
Yeah.
have no respect for ourselves.
Yes. Sometimes we judge ourselves.
Not necessarily from others.
Okay. Yeah. Can you share your experience or what happened actually? Huh?
No, I'm just thinking about that.
Yes, but it's actually correct. We judge ourselves, and then the reason why we judge ourselves is the same thing, because we are lacking of something, right? For example, when people label you so high. In this case, a positive labeling, and then you yourself, you see yourself as not that high. So then you start judging yourself with it, right? And then it happens in your head over and over again. So what happens when you do all these things? Increase self-esteem. So your self-esteem is, in this case, infected because it's dropping. Okay? Just now we talk about listening, right? Now, when we talk about listening, 4-step process. Whenever somebody is talking, what do we usually do? 4-step process. First thing, we hear either blame or criticism. So when sometimes we look at conversation, a person is talking, the other person, all he is hearing is blame and criticism. For example, in a company, a staff, your colleague come up to you and say, hey, you didn't submit this report properly. You panic. When you panic, what are you hearing? That person is actually criticizing you. So that's the first step. So are you usually hearing blame and criticism or not? If you are, it's time to move to the next step. Blame the speaker. Think, you didn't submit this report properly, then she will blame me. You didn't put it in a tray properly. You didn't open properly, right? You missed out some of the pages. You blame the speaker. Okay? Most of the time when your wife comes to you, for example, Bibi, I had this problem today in office. And then you hear this. After that, you give recommendations straight away. You didn't do this. That's why. I told you to do. Did I tell you to do or not? Huh? You didn't do. That's why. You see? I'm like a fortune teller. Okay? Then the second one is, which is similar. The third one, you sense your own feelings and needs. What is feelings? What is needs? It's not hard or not? Hard. Hard. Okay. Starting is hard. Once you get used to it, it's easier. So what's your feeling now? Just feeling so good? Yes? You feel? Yeah, Malay also can. That's a very good way of expressing how you are feeling. How do you feel? You feel no way to communicate.
Okay, I feel macam understand want to make situation situation.
So what's your feeling? You didn't answer my question. Wait, okay. We hold there. See, when this person is answering or when people is answering, what are we doing? Huh? What are we doing? Are we judging this? Are we labeling this person or not? Are we neglecting or ignoring what he's saying or not? Are we threatening him or not? Okay, in this case, respect. So when he says something, we listen. Okay. So what is his feelings? So you can. What's your feeling? You haven't answered my question yet. More.
No more.
Oh, no more. He says, I feel like learn more. See, they're answering for you already. Excited, curious. Correct or not? Correct. But why didn't you say I feel excited or feel curious? Okay, good. Yes, tak tersebut because we are not taught that way in school. We are not taught that way. Because during young, like especially for guys, usually guys when we cry, what the parents say? Boys don't cry. So from young, boys don't cry. I feel scared, but I don't feel scared. No, I'm not scared. Boys don't cry. So from young, we are like that already. That's why girls is different. Girls, when we communicate, how are you feeling? Oh, I feel. No. So when we express, it's the same. We need to express it correctly. So when we listen, we need to listen to our own feelings. I haven't talked about needs yet. Feelings. Now, what is the person's feeling? When the person is talking, you have to listen to his feeling, identify his feeling as well. Identify his needs. Okay? What is my feeling? When I'm talking to you, what do you think my feeling is?
No.
Yeah. Happy? Enthusiastic? Yes? Confident? Why only this side? Excited? Yes, some more. Come on. What's my feeling? Give me some more feeling. Luckily nobody sleep. That's a fact. That's a fact. It's not a feeling. Okay, what's a feeling? But good try, good try. Yeah. Feel good. Enjoy. Some more?
I can learn a lot.
Who? I can learn a lot. That's my feeling. Learn a lot. Good. Yes. My feeling is I can learn a lot. Yes. Good. Good. So when we listen to a person, we actually need to identify the person's feeling. So why did he have a hard time saying what feeling is? Because sometimes we didn't, or most of the time in this case, we didn't use it. Right? We don't seldom express our feeling. So that's why the vocabulary is a bit, in this case, lack of vocabulary. For me as well, I seldom use feeling last time. I seldom express my feeling because guy is a guy. You must be strong. So what are you? Strong. What are you? Strong man. So how you feel? Strong. Not like Popeye. You see, when you're young, you watch movie, Popeye, just eat the spinach strong. You feel sad, eat spinach. Huh? You feel hungry, eat spinach. So you must sense the other person's feeling. You must listen. When you're listening, you must sense the other person's feeling. So what's a feeling then? So in this case, when a person comes to you, you tell him, I feel disappointed. I feel impatient. I feel frustrated. You think it's better to communicate this way? I feel you're gonna die lah. Is that a feeling or not? Then how to communicate? When you don't even express your own feeling, how do you expect the other person to understand what you feel? Okay? How do you feel now? Please pick one.
Curious.
Yes! Where is it? What? Calm, curious. Oh, not here. But we can add in more. You see, this is just some of it. Huh? How do you feel?
Feel comfortable.
Feel comfortable? Do you feel cold? Yeah. Do you feel uncomfortable? How do you feel? Warm. Cold. You feel cold. You feel cold. You want a jacket a little bit? Oh, you feel excited. Okay. How do you feel?
I feel alive.
You feel alive! Yeah! Good! Okay. Now we know people's feeling already when we communicate or when people come and talk to us. Huh? For example, Daddy, how do I look? What is the person's feeling? What is your daughter's feeling? How do I look? This new shirt, red color. Feeling. Feeling. Not, it's not attractive. Come again. Huh?
Very energized.
It can be opposite, right?
You are manipulated.
We were opposite, right?
Yeah.
Then down, then up, manipulated, misunderstood, understood.
Right.
Huh? So when your kid come to you, Daddy, how do I look in this new dress? What is the person's feeling?
Be excited.
Yes. Needs. What is the person's needs?
To be praised.
To be
Praise.
praised. Okay, praise is a need. Some more example.
Recognize.
To be recognized. That's a good need. Yes. To be cared.
Get attention.
To get attention. Yes.
Get some suggestion.
To get some suggestion. Yes. Some more. Needs. What is the need? Back. Feedback, yes.
Support.
Support. Appreciation.
To show the importance of the person we approach.
To show importance, that's a need, yes.
Validation.
Validation, exactly. When this simple example, I'm your kid, I'm your daughter, I come to you, Daddy, how do I look in this dress? You identify the person's feelings, in this case excited, needs. What is a need? This one you identify again. Suitable for this situation. Feeling is excited, no? Needs. Attention? Yes. Love? Yes. This is her need. That means the other person's need. That means when I come to you and say, I ask you, how is my dress? This is my need. So you need to listen and understand what my need is. For example, you come home late. It's 2 in the morning. I'm your wife. You open the door and say, and once you open the door, I'll say, why don't you die outside? Okay? Are we in a communication now?
It's just started.
Yes, exactly. We are in a communication. It just started. Okay? Now, am I angry?
Long way to go.
Long way to go. I'm angry. Are you listening? Yes, what did I say?
Why don't you die?
Why don't I die? Exactly. I said, why don't you die? Because you come in late, ma. So you, straight away, instantly, you have to identify what is the person's, in this case, my feelings and needs. And then we address that. Okay, please address. What do you think I feel? What's my feelings?
Thank you.
Angry?